Okay, friends, what you are seeing is the completed Miwok Tribe Pictorial. And I'm doing it like this because I'm having so many technical issues. I want to make sure that you can see the whole thing as I am reviewing it with you. So yesterday we went over, on Tuesday, we went over the description and we went over their diet, specifically plants and animals. Today we are going to be talking a little bit more about tools and resources that the Miwoks used. We're going to be talking about culture and customs. And we're also going to be talking about interesting facts. So going back up to tools and resources used. So again, we have talked about this with our Native American friends and how resourceful and adaptive they were. So under tools and resources, that first bullet point there, you will see that they used arrows, clubs, or snares for hunting. And again, friends, these tools, they made them. They made these tools, they made these arrows, they made the clubs, they made the snares. They made their, remember we talked about their bows, for the bows and the arrows. These are all things they made from resources that we talked about in our last pictorial, such as bone from animals, rocks, sinew from animals, plants, trees, and bark. And so under the arrows, clubs, and snares, they also created flat-bottomed baskets, as the one you can see on your pictorial to the left, for food storage. So you would think of that as a bowl, right? We would put food in a bowl. Native Americans actually wove baskets so that they could store their food. And then going down to their shelters, their homes where they lived. They used all of their natural resources in the area in which they lived to build those shelters. So again, friends, we were talking about how California is broken up into 4 different regions: the coastal region, the valley region, which is of course where we are and where our Miwok friends are. And then we had the mountain regions and the desert regions. Depending on where they were at, they used whatever resources were available to them to build their shelters. And I'll give you just a minute to get in this purple section, tools and resources. And then you should have 3 completed. So now you should have the description, their diet, and tools and resources completed. Under cultures and customs. So totem poles or totems were used in their religion. They had extreme significance in their religious beliefs. And I did include a picture of one to the left. Totem poles are carved out of wood, out of tree trunks, right? The carvings in them are very intricate and all have meaning. And within their cultures and customs, they also believed that animals, they believed in spirits in animals and in humans. They believed in spirits in animals and in humans. And there are several Miwok myths that bring up coyotes. We are actually next week, when we get into more folk tales in this unit, and we are going to be looking at a story that has a coyote in it. And then under interesting facts, there was one that I found very interesting. I know I have a few Star Wars fans in the class. So for those of you familiar with Star Wars and with the chapter Return of the Jedi, there are animals known as Ewoks in Star Wars. Those particular animals or characters in Star Wars, they were actually named after the Miwok tribe. That's where the name Ewok came from. So I am going to give you just a moment to make sure that you have this pictorial completely filled in. And then we're going to come back together. We're going to just discuss the pictorial a bit before I break you out into groups.